Meow.
Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Zaro here, and today I'm bringing you guys another story. Now, what the story is going to consist of is a crazy math teacher that just lost her shit in class one day. Now, this math teacher, I've had her for the past 2 years. She's not the best teacher ever. Like, she obviously isn't gonna win an award for her teaching. Like, I haven't really learned anything in her class through the 2 years. I swear to God. And this teacher does her hair like Albert Einstein. Like, her hair looks like Albert Einstein's hair. I'm not even kidding. And what happened was, one day we're kind of all sitting there marking our reviews. You know, I didn't have my calculator, it was in my locker. I even told her at the beginning of class. She said, oh no, don't worry about it. And then all of a sudden she starts walking around. 10 minutes left of class. I remember looking at the clock, and 10 minutes left of class, and so I'm sitting there marking my review, and then she starts walking around checking to see if everyone has their shit done. And then she looks at me and she says, where's your calculator? And I said, oh, it's in my locker, like I said. And she's like, this is math class, you should have your calculator. And she started to get really agitated. I don't even know why. It must have been a bad day for her. Something must have ticked her off, and she was just like not in a good mood at all. And she started getting really, really mad at me. And then I was like, I'm sorry, it won't happen again. And she's like, yeah, it better not. And I'm like, oh, Jesus. And then, so what happened was, I'm sitting there, and then as she walks around, she looks at this other kid. Let's call him Paul. She's like, Paul, where's your calculator? Because this kid never brings his calculator. He just stopped giving a crap. He just stopped bringing anything. And he's like, oh, I don't have one. And she got really mad at this point. Like, she started screaming at him. She's like, what do you mean you don't have one? This is math class. Do you know what math is? Huh? And then, you know, I felt kind of bad for the kid. He's like sitting there getting yelled at in front of the entire class. And then she looks over at this other kid. Let's call him Josh. And she's like, Josh, where's your calculator? And he's like, oh, it's right here. And he points at his phone because he didn't have his real calculator. All he had was his phone. And she's like, put your phone away in my class. And he's like, okay, sorry, and he puts it away. She runs to the front of the room. She's like, you guys need to get your acts together. You guys are not going anywhere in life. You guys need to get your priorities straight and get your heads out of... You guys need to get it together. That's literally what she said. She was going to say, get your heads out of your asses. I know she was, but she knew she couldn't. And she goes to the front of the class, and she grabs a calculator, and she just, like, kind of does a normal toss to me, right? Then she looks at this other kid, Paul, and she literally, from where her desk is, he's in the back of the room, grabs the calculator and whips it at him. Like, I'm not even, like, she whipped the calculator at him. He barely even stopped it before it hit him in the face. And he's just, like, sits there, and he's like, whoa, right? Like, he's stunned that she did that. And then this other kid, Josh, he's sitting in the far back right corner. Her desk's at the front left, and she literally looks at the kid and grabs a calculator and hucks it at him like a baseball pitch. Just whips it at him, and it like skims his face and hits the drawer behind him. And you know, everyone's kind of like stunned, and she's just like, Jesus, guys, you need to deal with this at the beginning of class. And she's like, does anyone else not have a calculator? And this other kid, I'm not quite sure who it was, so I'm not gonna name him, raised his hand, and he's like, I've been sharing with him, points at his friend, and she's like, no, you will not share with anyone. You're gonna bring your own calculator. Deal with it at the beginning of class. And she's like screaming at the top of her lungs. Like, I swear the entire world could hear her. And like, we're all like, Jesus Christ, lady, calm down. And she throws another calculator at him. It hits his friend, bounces off, and lands on the floor. Buddy picks it up. Then after class, she held us all back, and she was telling us how we're not going anywhere in life, and how we're all not gonna be anything, and how we need to get our heads out of our arses. Like, she swore at us, and she was telling us that. And, you know, it was all around kind of, like, degrading almost. Like, she was just cussing us out, giving us all a bad time because we forgot our calculators. And You know, I don't really see a reason that we kind of deserve this. I mean, it was our first time, or mine at least. But, I mean, like, you don't need to scream at us in front of the entire class. But that's it, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this video about this math teacher. I mean, it was all around a crazy experience. Hope you all enjoyed. Peace.